Welcome back, America. I believe we're live. Yesterday, many people accused me of being a liar. They said that's impossible that you've survived the Columbine shooting, the Aurora Theater shooting, the Sandy Hook shooting, and the Stoneman Douglas shooting. And you know what? It's not impossible. And I forgot to tell you that last weekend, I survived the Brooklyn neighborhood shooting and the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting as well. So add those to the list. And look, I'm not alone. There's a lot of us who've survived a lot of mass shootings. Let's just go through the numbers over the years. And then let's talk about these crazy killers this weekend in El Paso and in Dayton. Their names are out there now. So look at this. This is not happening again. 3 who survived Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting escaped Las Vegas in 2017. Look at this story. After surviving a horrendous mass shooting at a Las Vegas festival in 2017 that left 58 people dead, Alice Olive found solace in a Facebook support group for fellow survivors, where she met Christopher and George Cook. Olive says it has taken her 2 years to get comfortable with the idea of attending another big outdoor music event. In the end, she decided to join the Cook brothers at a local festival last week. The venue, the Gilroy Garlic Festival. Against seemingly impossible odds, the 3 survivors of the Las Vegas shooting, the deadliest single-day mass shooting in U.S. history, walked right into another massacre last Sunday. Once again, they escaped alive. See, it happens. And that's not the only story. Here, we're going to come back to these crazy numbers in a moment, but let's just talk about some other stories from recent years. How about Mason Wells? Mason Wells is actually a relative of mine, just like David Hogg. Mason Wells, he survived the Boston Marathon bombing, the Friday the 13th shooting in Paris, France, and the Belgium airport bombing of 3/22 March 22nd. See? Same company, and in the same family as me. Can you believe it? Remember, it's good to believe whatever anybody tells you. It's not an accident that the words lied in the real... I can't even talk right now, but the word lie, it's right in the middle. So always believe what everyone says to you, especially if they're in the government, a police officer, or a news anchor on TV. And especially if their name's Anderson Cooper and they're holding up a picture of an owl, telling you only police officers should have guns. Never question. Here's some more people just like me. 5 years ago, they survived Aurora and Sandy Hook. Isn't it weird how in the Batman movie, you know, the shooting at the Batman premiere in Aurora, in that same film, in the Gotham skyline, for the first time ever was the word Aurora. And for the first time ever, they changed the map of Gotham. They changed the neighborhood from South Hinckley to Sandy Hook. And then these people, they survived both shootings, just like me. We actually did a bicycle trip together from Aurora, Colorado to Sandy Hook, and then up to Stoneman Douglas. All facts. Believe it. And these aren't the first people to survive, Vegas, a Vegas shooting and then another shooting. We just had this at the Thousand Oaks Country Club bar in Los Angeles. So it happens. So don't come here and call me a liar, because I did survive Columbine and Aurora and Sandy Hook and Stoneman Douglas. And yes, last weekend, both the Brooklyn shooting and the Gilroy shooting. And oh yeah, I also survived the Monday shooting at Walmart. I forget what state it was in, but I know I was there. Believe it. Facts. So, speaking of facts, this Vegas shooting, I am on my 18th channel. I'm better at surviving shootings than I am surviving YouTube channels. But I was able to keep one up from 2014 until June 28, 2017. And all that year, just being the expert at surviving mass shootings, with my spidey senses, I knew another one was coming. And I said, just circle the dates of the weekend around Yom Kippur. I just got a feeling we're going to see the worst mass shooting, the worst tragedy in the U.S. since September 11th. And I must have put it in at least 50 videos over the course of 2017. Could just circle that date because I just knew it was coming. Sure enough, it ended up being the Vegas shooting, but sadly my channel had been deleted on June 28th, about a few months before it happened. And by the time the shooting came around, I was about on my 8th channel already. Kept talking about it, kept getting deleted. And in the days after the shooting, I probably had 3 more video channels deleted trying to share the information. But these 3 characters, it's just amazing. It's amazing the coincidences. This conspiracy cuckoo nonsense. It's just amazing how it just keeps showing up. How these character names, Alice Olive, and then George and Christopher Cook, I just got to show you this. So notice that this news of the 3 lucky ones, the 3 very honest people, the 3 very real characters. It's funny how this story emerged August 1st, 2019, which was a date with 48 numerology, if you're into that kind of hocus pocus, and how Alice Olive, the main character in the story, how her name equals 48, and what's considered the most pure cipher by those, numerology weirdos. Her name's 48, just like propaganda. And notice the 93 and the 48 too, because part of what I was talking about is, I just see these same numbers around all these shootings again and again. And Yom Kippur, for whatever reason, Jewish holy days seem to coincide with so many of these mass shootings. And I was saying, Yom Kippur is about atonement for your sins. And, Saturn the planet symbolizes judgment, death. Yom Kippur, the most important Jewish holy day, is again about judgment, atonement for your sins. And I noticed that year it fell on September 29th, which is the day leaving 93 days left in the year, and a very special number to the history of Israel it is. A very special number to the Jewish people it is. And the number that symbolizes Saturn, which is so connected to death and judgment. And then Yom Kippur, which has to do with those things. I said, you just watch. There's going to be some bad things coming right around that time. You just watch. And then think about what city got shot up. What's its nickname? Sin City? Is that what they call Las Vegas? Sin City. And like I pointed out then, just exposing the conspiracy weirdos and all the coincidences they believe in. Yom Kippur 99, Sin City 99, Mandalay Bay, where supposedly the shooter with the 13 on his neck. Isn't that weird that he have a number on his neck? 13 cycles of the moon, Jewish holy days. When you write out 13 as a word, 99. Remember this guy, Paddock? But yeah, that is how it went down. It is. And then what are the names here? The names in this story, again, are Alice Olive, Christopher Cook, which is another 93. And the other name is George Cook, which equals 101. Remember the October 1st shooting, the 101? And don't be confused. I'm just saying all this stuff's a coincidence, because isn't everything? Synchromysticism. George Cook 101, Casino 101, Mandalay Bay Casino 101. Supposedly that's where Mr. 13 Neck was shooting from. Of course, the Vegas PD had to change their story how many times? Assassin 101? And that number 44, it just shows up around shootings all the time, coincidentally. I was talking about this yesterday, and now since then we've had another shooting at a location across the street from Ned Pepper's bar, which equals 44, as we'll get to. But it's just a coincidence, trust me. Believe me. Cook, shooting. Alice Olive, what a nice name, met George and Christopher Cook. I'm thinking of sailors for some reason. Anyway, Cook, shooting, 44. You just see how they do it? So don't call me a liar. I got good company here. You guys were hurting my feelings yesterday, doubting my very believable story. All right, now on to some more coincidences. Let's end the coincidence theory. You see how in this picture they have the 66 front and center? I could really talk about all the numbers that are up there, but you see how they got the 66 front and center? We're going to come back to that number. We're not going to go there first, but I just want you to remember there was a 66 front and center, and I won't weigh you down with all the other ones right on the screen. But we have a shooting in Dayton, right? following the August 3rd 8-3 shooting, and some people think it means something that, the song Murder by Numbers came out in 1983, and how it was by the band The Police. The Police, The Police. I mean, wasn't it just a big coincidence in June of 2017 when there was the London Bridge shooting and a bunch of truth channels captured the footage of the police changing costumes and posing as dead as terrorists on the street, and all their channels got deleted? Google sure is a bunch of heroes. I mean, thank God Google helped protect those posing police officers. Would have been a real epidemic if the people of the world found out that police were posing as terrorists and wearing costumes. My channel might have been deleted. I might have accidentally shown that video in June of 2017, only to be deleted June 28th, 2017. But anyway, Murder by Numbers by the Police, that came out in 1983, and it's about how killing's the sport of the elite. You following me? But anyway, we have this Dayton shooting following the 8-3 murders in El Paso. El, the name for Saturn from the Old Testament. El Paso shooting on Saturday, Saturn theming. Las Vegas, Yom Kippur. Did I forget to mention that it was a span of 666 days from the Vegas shooting to the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting, which those people all survived? 666 days, the number of the beast. Nevada equals 47, beast equals 47. They said the shooter in Gilroy got his gun in Nevada. His name was what? Santino, which sounds like Santa, and it was on Christmas Hill Park. Santa Claus equals 666. The most important Jewish holy day, Yom Kippur, the most important Christian holy day, Christmas. Could it be a coincidence? Could they be foreshadowing another tragedy? Because that's what they like to do, the coincidence theorists. They like to assert that these people are coding riddles that lead from one incident to the next. That Satchery Hubbard last October was saying that, that October mega bomber story was a big hoax and it was foreshadowing something on Yom Kippur. Or not Yom Kippur, what was it? The Ides of March, March 15th, and then coincidentally there were 2 mosque shootings, and the day after the mega bomber apologized in the headlines. Give me a break, Satchery Hubbard. Anyway, the shooter in Dayton, his name is Connor. Isn't it weird that Connor and Dayton both sum to 79 and 83 like murder? Or excuse me, murder is 79 and 83 as we'll get to, but just Connor and Dayton are 79 and 83. And then Connor and Dayton are also 29. It is a bunch of conspiracy cuckoo crap, but it still is kind of interesting. It almost has an element of persuasion to it. Sometimes I think that Satchery Hubbard might be onto something. But here's Connor and murder. Notice how Connor and murder, perfect overlap in 3 of the 4 ciphers. And hold on, I just got to go on a tangent about this guy's blog real quick. If you ever type in Free to Find Truth, that's the name of his blog, and then type in like ABC murders, you might find an interesting post there about the new show based on the Agatha Christie novels. It's on Amazon. It's called the ABC Murders, which equals 79 like murder, and it starts out in Andover. Andover, 79, 34, 38 like murder. Of course, it doesn't mean anything, though. Doesn't mean anything. That's fiction. This is reality. If it's on TV, it's real. Especially, when CNN's Jake Tapper is showing you video footage of somebody shaking their camera all over with no gunshots and heavy breathing, and he goes, wow, that's some heavy breathing. That must have been a real shooting there. Must be real. Believe me. And then also we have this other shooter. They put out his name in El Paso. His name's Patrick Crusius. Crusius, 79. Weird, huh? Weird. So the shooter in Dayton, his name's Connor Betts. Connor Betts. His last name's Betts. And coincidentally, Betts has 69 and 33 in it, like False Flag has 69 and 33 in it. And Betts has 66 in it, like mass shooting. Remember how a moment ago I said to focus on how that 66 is right in the middle? And did you see how they put out that picture of shoes, a pile of shoes? Man, that shooting must have been bad. Everybody just got in the middle of the street and took their shoes off before they got out of there. Isn't that what you would do if you were getting shot at? Just everybody just gather in the middle of the street and take off their shoes? Oh, by the way, August 4, 2019 was a date with 51 numerology and mass shootings 51, but who cares? Dayton, OH like an envelope's 33, like False Flag, like Betts. The shooter in El Paso was Patrick. Coincidentally, False Flag, Police, Masonry, Federal, Secrecy, Order, they're all 33. When you write out 33 as a word, it even sums to 66. More meaningless information, but notice shoes is 66 like mass shooting. And here's one of the photos they're using to show the carnage. Looks like it got real tragic there. You know, that's what it always means when the pile of shoes is in the middle of the street. And they said it happened across the street from the Ned Peppers bar. You see that in the background? Ned Peppers. You know, yesterday I was saying that Satchery Hubbard always asserts that there's some 44 around the shootings. Ned Peppers, 44 like shooting. Doesn't mean anything. Ned Peppers, 118 like death and homicide. I think that Satchery Hubbard's been talking about the date August 11th, Tisha B'Av, the date of Jewish tragedy all year. I mean, it was just an accident that the... whatever. Never mind. Ned Peppers also sums to 152 like Connor Betts. He's the shooter. Connor Betts is 46 like chaos, like shooting as well. Again, none of this means anything. I mean, the media puts out a story. They talk about a 46-second clip of Connor Betts shooting. Who cares if they code 46 over and over? Doesn't mean anything. It's like people don't know what a coincidence is. Satchery Hubbard says they always post things at 1:13. He says it means deception. Why would you ever believe that? I mean, let me show you as evidence that 1:13 means deception. Mainstream, dishonest, perverted, not true, not honest, not factual, disinfo, politics, perjury, fiction, bullshit, infidelity, divorce, sinister. Coincidence? I mean, some people just don't know what a coincidence is. You know? Everything's a coincidence. Everything. By the way, they say Connor Betts is 24 years old. Story was released on a 24-date numerology. They say he was born October 28, 1994. They said he was born in Bellbrook, Ohio. 139 like Freemasonry, like gun control. That's Satchery Hubbard all year talking about, gun control stories in 139. Who cares? Bellbrook, Ohio, 67 like killer. Who cares? 68 like CIA, like terror. Who cares? Bellbrook, 38 like death, like murder, like killing, like El Paso, Texas on 3/8 August 3rd. Who cares? Ohio, 61 like active shooter, like El Paso, Texas. Who cares? Coincidence. Born on the day, leaving 64 days left in the year. Kills 64. You know that Satchery Hubbard for over a year has made a prediction about a day of the month every single year that there will be a death in the headlines, a celebrity-related death. He's done it for over a year, and every single day he's been right. And I just know one of these days he's going to be wrong, and when that day happens, I'm going to know that all this is just a bunch of hocus pocus. Who cares if he's on a streak of 20-some months correct? Who cares if he's called nearly every sports championship correct in the 6 years he's been doing this? Who cares how many elections he's called and rigged news stories and false flag shootings? It's clearly all a coincidence. Just ask my cousin David Hogg. David Hogg said he's going to outlive him. I believe it. From the shooter's birthday, which they put out there, to the day of the shooting was 281 days. That's the 60th prime number. Order in police equals 60. Police is run by masonry. Yeah, so what if it's true? So what if the motto is order out of chaos? Clearly it's all a coincidence. 85 days to his upcoming birthday. Police Department 85. CNN codes a deadly day in America after the big 83 shootings. A deadly day in America, 83. Shootings on August 3rd, 83, then in Dayton, 83. Who cares? 2 days in a row, they report 26 injured, and then they change the numbers, but they were sure to report 26 injured. The Masonic motto is order out of chaos. Chaos is 19 and 26. But again, who cares? Ohio, active shooter, El Paso, Texas. Doesn't matter if the number shows up every time in a thing they call an active shooter in the news. Doesn't mean anything. Letters and numbers, that's just like fringe, schizophrenia to say it even means anything. I mean, like I said earlier, believe me, everything's a coincidence. Satchery Hubbard, again, he's always, he even wrote a book about it, saying there's something to nightclub shootings and Freemasonry in the code, because they have some overlap in all four ciphers. Whoop-de-doo-dah, Owen Benjamin, he always says he has an IQ of 147. Does that mean that he's related to Freemasonry? Mark Passio says children blame things on Freemasonry. He always says he has an IQ of 147. Does that mean anything? Did you know out of the 50 states, only one sums to 74, and it's the 33rd state, Oregon? Did you know Holiday and Independence Day sum to 74, and the nation's Independence Day is 7-4? Guess what that means? Coincidence. They said this shooting last night in Dayton happened in the Oregon district. The Oregon district. Oregon, 74-38, like killing. Active shooter also 74. If it's not 61, it's 74. And what a tragedy. The 250th mass shooting already this year. We're not even 250 days into the year, but I don't question anything the media says, and neither should you. Get down on your knees and believe. Dayton, Ohio, 102-33. Police, 33-102. Ohio, 47. Policeman, cop, government authority, 47. 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. The governor of Ohio, born in 47, from his birthday, January 5th, to the shooting was 211 days later, the 47th prime. Mason, 211. The shooting on 8-4, Masonry, Jesuit, Zionism, United States of America, all 84. Dayton on the 84th meridian, the 39th parallel. Masonry, 84 and 39. Masonry largely based in the 39 books of the Old Testament, but who cares? Dayton, Ohio, 39. Dayton, 25, 250th mass shooting. Date with 51 numerology. Mass shooting conspiracy. They said the shooter had body armor. Even body armor sums to 51 on the 51 day. But again, who cares? The evidence is all right here that it happened. Who could ever question a pile of shoes in the middle of the street in front of a sign that says Ned Peppers? Is there some Sergeant Pepper's joke there that I'm not getting? Abbey Road? Something going on with that? What else is going on? El Paso, they upped it to 20 dead. Death equals 20, but who cares? 26 injured. Chaos equals 26. 20 plus 26 is 46. How many times can you code chaos in one headline and still prove it's all just a coincidence? 20 dead on 3-8. Death 38 and 20. just one more time, August 3rd, a shooting in El Paso, Texas on 3/8 or 8/3, maul death, El Paso, Texas, all 38. You know, that one guy, what's his name? The bald guy, looks like a dickhead, literally. What's his name? Marty Nobody. Marty Nobody. That's right. On his webpage, every day putting up a new podcast, calling Satchery Hubbard a crazy person. He's got the big Masonic logo up on the top. He says that all this stuff's a coincidence. And that guy who looks like a dickhead, he's exactly right. Marty Leeds 33. That's his name. Just came back to me. You know. Marty Leeds would say 15 dead, 23 people injured in the headlines, plus 38. On the 38 date, doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Dickheads know best. By the way, murder 83 and 38. 83, the 23rd prime. El Paso 23. On a date with 23 numerology. Who cares if they always shift the numbers around that are perfectly in sync with the date numerology? Recognize the coincidence. I covered the rest of this yesterday. But, you know, that Satchery Hubbard, he's always saying football players are always dead in connection to the numbers 83 and 38. Again, just while we're on the topic, talking about coincidence. Former Oakland Raider, Cliff Branch, dead 2 days after his birthday on August 3rd. Murder 83, football 83, murder 38. He was a Raider. Raiders 38, death 38, killing 38. Look at the overlap with killing and Raiders. Raiders open it up against the team from Colorado, the 38th state this year, September 9th, span of 38 days from his death. And you know what? Just like the dickhead Marty Leeds says, doesn't mean jack shit, it's all a coincidence. You know. Of course, Marty Leeds has never called jack shit in his life, and Satchery Hubbard's called about 1,000 fucking things, but Satchery Hubbard is the coincidence theory king, and one lucky MFer. So, who are you going to believe in this world? You know? Hopefully no one. Really what you should do is think. Think about what I'm saying. And I hope you're not one of the poor souls that doesn't know what a parody is or sarcasm. Because this stuff is sick, and it's why I've been here for 6 years straight exposing what's going on in this world. You know, and it's why I'm sick to my stomach that, you know, who knows how many people have come across this channel in the 6 years I've been here since I've been deleted 18 times. The hundreds of thousands of people, they can't pick up this book and help spread this knowledge for $5. Makes me sick. I should have $1 million in book sales. Should have $1 billion to be perfectly honest, so that I could build a campaign to fight back against this tyranny. And you guys could all do it $5 at a time. You know, you think the guy here in white t-shirts is here for the bling bling? You're dead wrong. I'm here to build a movement, but I can't build a movement without resources. So, you know, wake up, smell the coffee, get behind the movement that matters. It's this knowledge. This knowledge can shut the federal government down and all this, you know, cabal bullshit. If it was on the right platform, getting presented to enough people. Right now, there should be Team Truth out at every sports stadium dropping the knowledge about how the games are rigged. There should be Team Truth in Brooklyn talking about last weekend. I can't take phone calls right now. I got to... Oh, hold on. I got to take this phone call, though. Caller? Caller? Hey, man, you're on.
Hey, what's going on? Is this Joshua Greenblatt?
That's exactly who it is.
Hey, how's it going, Joshua? I was just calling to tell you I appreciate you. Even though you know that Joshua Greenblatt's questionable, we'll let him get away with that. As long as they're going to let, you know, all these coincidences come true. You know, there's nothing better than someone pointing out the coincidence, because I really appreciate the coincidence. You know what? So much of a coincidence that sometimes coincidence will just become fact sometimes. You know how coincidences just become coincidences so much that like 2 + 2 = 4 and 4 + 4 = 8 is such a coincidence that is true.
It is. Everything's a coincidence. Hey, friend.
I'm in your boat. You know, we really do need to disarm, because if we think the way we think, then you know, we're dangerous. We're very dangerous to think that they would have the nerve to do these kind of things. Make their own history. We're a bunch of fucking fools, and I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate what you do and showing the coincidences, because I still rather go with the coincidence. It makes a lot more sense.
Absolutely. And friend, while you're on a serious note, you are the gentleman who contacted me about 2 weeks ago, and you're the Detroit area rapper. Is that correct?
That is exactly correct.
Okay.
I really appreciate you.
So here's what I need you to do for me. I need you to email me those tracks again. I was going to post your music on my website, but I got a strike that same day, so I couldn't post anymore. And somehow your files got deleted from my email, so I don't have them anymore. But I would really like to get your music out there. And I know you said you got an album coming soon.
Right back to you.
So, yeah, please send those to me again. I'm going to get those posted. And for the people out there watching this live stream, this man right here, he heard this message, and he said he got inspired to start making music again, and he has all sorts of talent, and I want you to hear his songs. So, thanks a lot for calling in, friend.
And the name of this album is Order Out of Chaos, because you are exactly right. It has never stopped. It will not stop, because this is what they do. This Order Out of Chaos hasn't just started this year. It's every year, but it's their model. That is the model. It's to run you, scare you to death, so you will go run to them. They're trying to scare you till you run to them.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that's why if you turn on CNN today, they're all saying, what are our politicians going to do for us? When are the politicians? It's like, okay, I don't need Big Brother to protect me. I just need to put an end to this federal tyranny. That's the whole problem here. So.
Yes, that's it, man. That's what I tell you. These people are, they're fucking nuts, man. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, Zach, I'm feeling it right back to you right now as we speak, man.
Okay.
I figured, I wasn't even expecting you to even try to put it out there yet. I mean, that's most definitely fine. I definitely appreciate that. I'm feeling the Order Out of Chaos song now.
Right.
I got a problem with the black problem. Got me wishing my wife, because I really noticed that this attack is strictly, most of this stuff is to keep the black man confused as well. Anyway, they have to have that black person confused.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They need everybody confused, honestly.
If the black people turn on the system, man, this stuff can really get going, man, because they don't want your message will definitely be suppressed to black people. You can rest assured, man.
Of course.
You can rest assured.
Of course.
And I can tell you, man, it ain't nothing that even comes close to what you're talking about, man. I mean, it is what it is. That's just the whole problem there. It's everything you talk about. It is what it is, man. As soon as I knew you was gonna do it, as soon as I got off work, I went right to your thing. I say, I knew he was on it. I need to see the numbers. That's the only thing that disappoints myself, is because I'm just not so privy on the numbers to know them, so I have to pull out the calculator and all that. That's the most reason why I go to your channel so much, because it takes me a while to try to chase down the dates and all of that, because I know what it's all about. There's really nothing they show us that don't line up. Everything lines up with something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the reason I know that is because all the news is still based on the same thing. Even if they got different opinions, it's still the same fucking news. That's
right. That's exactly right. Caller, I appreciate it. Yes. I'm supposed to be somewhere right now. I was supposed to be somewhere at 5 p.m. my time, and I went overboard on this live stream, so I got to hang up and hit the road. But I do appreciate it, Brendan. Give me that email so I can share your music.
Keep up the good work, buddy.
Yeah, give me that. Please send me those files again. I got to get that out there for the people. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. I already sent one already as we speak.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. You have a good night.
All right, buddy.
All right, take care.
You too, bud.
And just to make a point, I'm someone who's used to getting death threats. I got death threats for years in my physical mail at my old address. Somehow some asshole got a hold of not my Gematria call-in line number that I get up, but my main phone number. And last night they thought it'd be cute to start sending me some death threats. But then I really started to think about it, them sending these death threats. So they came out of the 303 area code, which is Denver, Colorado, and they started sending these on August 3rd, death threats. August 3rd, 8338 from Colorado 8338, murder 8338, death 38. Again, Colorado's the 38th state in order of statehood. Somehow my video player just froze. What they did is they texted me an image of a black cat, and then they began with the death threats. Black cat is 163, the 38th prime. So it fits in with Colorado, the 38th state and all that. But Denver, Colorado is also 74, like killing by like bathtub. The picture of the black cat is in a bathtub. So, again, it's not the first time I've been harassed by the numbers, but it just goes to show this is what these people do. And here, before I do go, gotta make sure I got this here. Did I not put it up here? Hold on, I gotta make sure you guys have this. 666 Gilroy. It should pull it up on my blog. Okay, again, we started with the story of the people who survived the Vegas shooting and the Gilroy shooting. Look how these incidents are 666 days apart, the number of the beast. Again, they said the Gilroy shooter got his gun in Nevada. Nevada's 47 like beast. The date of the shooting at Gilroy, July 28, 2019, was a date with a life lesson number of 47. His name was Santino, which is a lot like Santa, and the shooting was in Christmas Hill Park. Santa Claus is 666. You see how that is? Again, Yom Kippur was the Vegas shooting, the most important Jewish holy day. Christmas, Santa Claus, the most important Christian holy day. Christian's 47 too, if you want to throw another one in there. But I noticed that from the shooting to Christmas Day is a span of 151 days. Jesus Christ is 151. That's the 36th prime number. If you add 1 through 36 together, it's 666. So, for the people calling in right now, I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I got to go, so I'm not going to pick up. I just wanted to make sure people have this information out there. And by the way, Christmas Hill Park's 109 like shooting, so is Saturday, like how we had some Saturday shootings in back-to-back weekends. So, we'll wrap it up. Until next time.